Hello everybody, I'm Allie, this is Luna, and today we are going to be trying the Baroque or the war bridle, or they're also calling this like a medieval bridle on a horse. I've got it is called the Baroque or the medieval style. It's a cross under, like a Dr. Cook style bitless bridle. Now this can be done this can be used for either the cross under style, or it can be used as just like a side pull. Now I have it in the cross under, and this horse has never really had a cross under style bridle on before, quite like this. So we're gonna give this a go, and I'm gonna show you some exercise to just kind of test and see how well she really likes it and how well this really works. Okay, so number one with the new bridle, I'm not really getting she's being a mare. You can see her head is kind of down. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is see how well this bridle gives to pressure. So I'm going to kind of keep her on a nice circle. Now, I have my inside leg in front of the girth at button number 1. I have my outside leg at button number 3 behind the girth, and I'm just really kind of making an arch out of her body. Now, I'm working towards more of the direct rein and see how well she's going to give to that direct rein. Now, direct rein versus indirect rein is when I pull directly back. Now, the confusing thing about a cross under is it actually applies pressure underneath the bridle to an opposite side. So getting the horse to actually give to it is a different feeling, and she's never had to do this. So we're starting out just kind of on a basic circle, and now I'm going to basically give a direct rein, direct rein, direct rein, or I'm going to spiral down to a run, rein, stop where she completely gives. So I'm going to start adding pressure, and I'm going to pull back towards my pommel, and I'm going to give light pressure, light pressure, light pressure, until she starts to give me that head. See, it's a pull and release, pull and release, pull and release. Now I'm going to choke up, and I'm going to pull and release, pull and release. There we go. She gave me a nice nod of the head. This is a totally different type of bridle. Now we're going to try this on the other side, and I'm going to ask her to give. I'm going to reach up with thumb and forefinger, and I'm going to reach up and just kind of pull back towards the pommel of my saddle. Pull and release. There we go. And when I got that big, nice dip of the head, that's when I just let go, and we're going to do that again. So little tugs, little tugs, little tugs, little tugs. And there you go. She's adjusting to how that pressure works. Now this bridle has all kinds of metal things all the way around on her head. So the first thing I need to do is make sure that she'll give. And again, we're going to go back to that exercise, which is going to give us a direct rein using outside leg, button number 3 on my right, left hand, reach back to my pommel, pull and release, pull and release, pull and release. Reach forward, pull and release until she gives that head. Come on, come on, pull and release, pull and release. Come on. And there was the nod. As soon as I got that nod, that's when I walked off. So that's kind of the important thing. So anytime you're using a bitless bridle, they need to understand that pressure, and that's going to be a lot of flexing. If you just get in and you start running around, that's not going to work. These bits are made for direct rein pressure. That's why a lot of people who ride English, because you ride with 2 hands. This is not really the type of bridle that you want to do a indirect rein with, although you can. An indirect rein is when you lay that rein across, and she will indirect rein with that, but of course she already knows what an indirect rein means when she feels that rein go across. So you can use an indirect rein with this. Next exercise. All right, so the main thing I want this horse to be able to do is stop straight, and she's going to have to give at the back and give her nose. So I'm going to take my reins kind of out to the side of my saddle a little bit. My elbows are going to be straight. Sit up. I'm going to put pressure kind of on the back of the seat, and I'm going to squeeze and release with my butt and the back of my thighs, and I'm going to keep my legs off of her, because the backup on a bridle, a bitless bridle that has just pressure on the nose and underneath, is going to be a little different. So back and release. So she gave really nicely, and I'm gonna squeeze with my legs or with my thighs and use little pressure and back and release. Good. See how she started to drop her head? And back. Squeeze and release, and back. Very nice. Now ultimately, I would like to squeeze and get her to give her. So you want to make sure your horse gives both laterally and that they'll give to back up. You also want to make sure that the horse actually will turn in a circle and give to both the direct and, if you neck rein your horse, an indirect rein. Now, my analysis of this is, for this particular horse, the pressure is very different for her, and she didn't really give to it as much as I would like. I'm sure that this would work better on some other horses, but it's something that I can also cross into using it as a side pull as well. So I may try that. But she didn't really dig the pressure a whole lot. This means that I would have to work on her a few more times to really get her used to it. And there you go. That's my evaluation. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. And if you enjoyed the video, give us a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We're putting out new content every week. And if you want to see more, check out our playlist.